Hi, welcome to Accordion Cafe, and today we've got a little Italian accordion, a little Pietro. There's no couplers on it. It's a 25 note piano keys and 24 button bass, and we're going to be looking at because apparently it's got some sticky notes on it. Right, so let's get started. So just unclick the bellows and see which notes are sticking on it. Got a strong bass on this for a little accordion. Okay, the bass sounds okay. It's pretty decent. So we'll have a look at the keyboard side now, find out the sticky notes. There's 25 notes on this keyboard. Well, that top B there's got a bit of stickiness on it. You can hear, if you on the compression, you can hear a second note sounding, and on the bellows out as well. So that's the top B. We'll make a note of that. Oh, there he is. That's the top E flat there on this keyboard anyway. I'm just going to push that note over a bit. No, you can push him this way a touch. It's not released, there's something under there. Okay, we'll lift that up manually. Here, stop now. That F is sticking as well. So we've got the E flat and the F sticking. So we need to look at this E flat here and this F note. So we'll start by taking off the grill. To remove the grill on the accordion, there's no couplers to worry about there. There's just a screw there, and there'll be a screw at the other side. So take those two screws out. They're usually very small screws. You sometimes need a watch driver to, or a precision screwdriver they're sometimes called, to remove the grill. If you've got couplers here, then when you remove these screws, be careful how you take it off. I've never broken couplers yet, but it's just a little bit fiddly, you know. But there's no couplers on this, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, I've removed the screws from this side, and this side wasn't screwed on. It's got some duct tape on it, which can give us an indication of the way the accordion has been treated. So there we are. There's the grill off anyway, and now we can have a look at the condition of the notes and the pads. So we'll look along these pads here now. It's an old accordion, probably this is probably 1940s, possibly earlier. It's made in Italy, and all these pads here, be careful not to knock these around because they could easily break off, and then you'll have to re-stick them. And looking around the back here, there we are. It says made in Italy here. Made in Italy. The bellows look alright, they look pretty good. The straps are as expected, old and not too badly worn actually. No, the straps are okay. They're not great comfort, but it's only a light accordion anyway, so that doesn't really matter, does it? So anyway, just be careful with these pads. Nothing's been butchered in this by the looks of it, so we can carry on with that. Now our sticking notes were the E flat, and the F. So now we have to investigate and find out what is causing them to stick. And by the feel of it, I suspect that it could be there's a rod runs underneath here. It starts here, there, here, and that's the end of it there. And this runs right the way up the keyboard to here. It doesn't stick out the top on this model. Now we can see this one straight away. There's very often an end cap on here covering that. Now because of the age of this accordion, I'm not going to try and do anything too drastic at this moment, although sometimes you may have to take this rod out. Sometimes there's a cover on the back which might give you access, but there isn't on this one. So what I'm going to try and do is we'll have a look a bit closer before we go that far, because the pads appear to be seating okay on our two notes, the E flat and the F, but it's not dropping back into place. It could be that the little spring underneath may be weak. So what I intend to do is I'm going to have to try and move this spindle rod a bit here, this axle if you like. There's no other way into it than you can just we've just got to get this rod out and basically just clean the holes up and the rod to stop them sticking. But sometimes if you get hold of this spindle here, this is on the bottom of the keyboard, just by turning it, if you can turn it, it is unlikely, or just pull it, or even sometimes just that, get hold of it with the, I'm using pliers here. Now that's in the cutter's part of the pliers. Now if you whack the pliers this side just around here, just give it a few taps and then try the keys again, it just may come loose, and it may loosen them up a bit without trying to extract this rod on this very old accordion, which will probably break or just will not come out anyway. You could do even more damage to the accordion. So that's what we'll do now. I have done this a few times before with various accordions, and sometimes it does actually work. So we'll give it a shot now. We'll also give it a pull as well. So I'll just put a bit of, I don't want to damage the celluloid while I'm yanking on this. Just a bit like a yank. Right, that's quite a good yank I gave on that. I didn't feel it move, and it was the E flat and the F, wasn't it? E flat, which is that one there. Move that round a bit. I'll free it up a bit. That feels free already. And the F here. Well, you see that gives the impression that it's done it, but how long it'll last for, I don't know. I don't want to try and pull this rod out, but if it sticks again, I'll have to. I have repaired this accordion before actually, so we'll just give it a try now, and we'll see. Now we best check the other notes to make sure we haven't fogged them up. You know, with accordions, oh, that note was sticking before. I remember we had that problem. That note is definitely sticking a bit itself, so I'm just being a little bit brutal with this. Okay, so let's have a look at this one now. The trouble with accordions, you know, you can look at something better. Ooh, that one sounds a bit throaty, doesn't it? I think that reed needs to be looked at. Dirty or cracked, maybe the leather needs softening a bit. I'm actually just pushing this from side to side. I'm not trying to break it or bend the connectors here, the conrods, the connecting arms, but it's just that on that spindle they get a bit. There's another reed needs looking at. Yeah, he's got the flu, that one. Well, that sounds better. Now there we are. Now we'll put it back on and give it a proper test. With its duct tape. Put it back on there. Now that doesn't feel right. In fact, it isn't right. Look, you can see a gap here, but there's no gap there. Let's bring the camera over a bit. And what I'm saying is there's space there, but if we come down to this top F sharp here, F sharp G flat here, there's no gap at all. So there are two pieces of wire underneath this fretboard grill. That bit of wire there. So I believe that's just a suspending. Now this one here, you'll see where that. See if I can get a picture on this. Let's look down the keyboard. Now you can see the way that is. Yeah. Now let's go to this end of the keyboard and have a look at this one. And that's definitely sticking up further. I think that's in the wrong place. So I'm going to just manipulate that down a bit. Just a touch down. I'll have to put the camera down to do this. Yeah, I just want to bring that down slightly. Gently does it. Touch more. Now I'm going to try. You know, that looks better. That's more like the right shape and positioning. About the same as that. And look at them both. While we're at it, we'll check the keyboard. You see the keys are all nicely, pretty much in line. There's a slight variation, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Right, so let's try the grill in place again. Now that looks better already. See, you can see there's a bit of a gap there now, which will give freedom for that note to move. Yes, much more. So we'll try that now. With these ancient accordions, which are, you know, at least 50 years old, probably more like 60 odd years old. With these old accordions, some of them sound beautiful, you know, and you have got to be very careful when you're working on them, because the glue and the wood, you know, and the wax on the reed blocks is so old. You know, you you go pulling these apart, and you can so easily find yourself with a scrap. You might as well use it for firewood. Whereas if you can just do a repair which doesn't become invasive on it, they're like people in a way. When they get to a certain age, if you're going to do surgery on them, you've got to be very careful, because if you're not, you know, you'll lose the accordion. You know? So there we are. We'll give that a try now, see how she sounds. So, give them a test and see if she performs P, because it's a Pietro, isn't it? And a boy. Right. Note on the first stroke, we've got our fundamental bass, we've got no counter bass up there. You know, you've usually got a row of buttons along there on the 120 bass or 72 bass upwards, which gives you the button that crosses a third up. Anyway, so let's get on with the job in hand. There is the keyboard. Well, we'll push the keyboard in and out, and there's no note sound in there. I get into difficulty with these restricted small buttons. I'm looking for the sevenths, and I'm looking for the counter bass. Well, I think that'll do us. Not a bad sounding accordion, really. Anyway, that's about that, and we'll see what else we can find on the other accordions for the next video. I know I've got one big job coming up in one particular accordion where the reeds are really badly out, and got to put another set of reeds in it, so we'll do that in the next video. So I hope you found that of some interest, and don't forget to give it a click on the thumbs up, and see you again. Bye bye from Accordion Cafe. Bye for now.